Hello, lovelies. Sean J here, and it's Thursday's Take. I hope this finds everyone doing splendiferous and wonderful as always. Oh, and remember, this is for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is highly advised. So, this is a late post. It's been a long day. I was supposed to do this earlier today because I had the day off, but I did a reading over in Redwood City, San Mateo, wherever that is. Pretty. For SCOTUS Theater. So I played Justice Clarence Thomas in one of the readings. Yeah, and I'm having a glass of wine. That was a long drive home, and so I'm partaking with the spirits. It's good. It was either this or ice cream, so I chose some wine. So today, I thought I'd talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, and it has to do with, as I am looking through my apps for either a relationship or sex hookup, there are always these guys who are in an open relationship. Now, I have no problems with folks in open relationships. If they work for your relationship and you're open and honest about it, perfect. My thing, though, is it reduces my chances, my numbers, percentages, whatever the hell you want to call it, and finding someone for me. So when a guy hits on me and he says he's in an open relationship, it's like, boo, the only reason you're hitting on me is to have sex. Because that's pretty much what it is, because you already have someone. Now, there are different variations of an open relationship, as we all know. Hopefully we all know this. There's polyamorous, which means I believe you have the ability of being in a one committed relationship, but also having other committed connections. So it's not just about getting your goods off, getting yourself off. It's about actually connecting with someone and having them join your life in some shape, form, or fashion. Then there's open relationships where people set up guidelines about how they will behave. Don't bring anybody to the house. You can only do it once with them. No falling in love and all that kind of stuff. In reality, baby, I don't know how you're going to find someone or how you're going to tell someone not to fall in love with someone. They don't really have control over that. Unless as they feel themselves being drawn, they have to pull away. But if you're feeling there, boo-boo, it's there. Nothing you can do about it. So, anywho, but what the challenge is I want to find my own open relationship. Now, I don't know if that's what I want, but I would like to see it, if possible. And I think someone needs to create an app, a dating site, that is specifically and clearly for singles only. Not people who got someone they fucking, somebody they sucking, somebody they date on occasion. I mean totally single and looking for an actual relationship. Because there's too many, and like I said, I don't have a problem with y'all being in an open relationship. I have good friends who are in open relationships, and they're beautiful people. They have had that understanding their entire time. Now, granted, these folks have been together for 15 plus years, so they have a clear understanding, and I believe they have true, open, and honest communication. So there's never an opportunity for them to misread anything, because they tell each other everything. And that is what I believe a healthy relationship. We may not all understand open relationships, but a lot of them, the ones that I have come across, are probably the most solid ones I have seen and experienced as an outsider. So I don't know what the inner workings of the relationship might be, but from what I can see, they're making it work. This is really good. But with that, if someone were to create a site that's just for singles only, and I mean totally single, that would be great. I think a lot of guys, feel we get an attitude when we say, I don't want you because you're in a relationship. It's because when guys in relationships are on those sites, you're reducing the opportunity for me to connect with someone single. Because you're in the way. You're blurring. You're like a forest full of trees, honey. I'm looking for the one gazelle, but there's all these other shit in the way. I need y'all to get out the way. just for a while, until I find somebody. But again, if there was a site dedicated just for us, that would not be a problem. I'm trying to do setup here, and so I seem a little off-centered. That's reality too, but there it is. Oh, I am broadcasting or recording from the comfort of my patio in Concord. It's such a nice evening. I guess they call these our, I don't know why they say Indian summer. Something wrong with that phrasing. But our late blooming summer is what I would call it. And so it's a lot warmer in October right now. It's great. So I'm on my veranda having a glass of wine. Anywho, I digress. So I know there are those that make that work, and that's great. I just want the opportunity to see if that's what I want with someone. And it's just that gets y'all kind of getting in the way, and that's fine. Now, the other challenge with those in open relationships is sometimes both parties don't know they're in an open relationship. Back in the day, we called that a cheating motherfucker. And I have come across those. And admittedly, should I tell that story? So, there was a guy who was in a relationship, and I'm about to spill the tea here, and they were becoming friends of mine. And what had happened was I ran into one of them at the facilities in which you get your rocks off. And I ran into him, and it's dark. I didn't know it was him, so we do our little thing. And then I say, what's your name? And I hear a name, but not really hearing it. And it wasn't until I walked out and about, and there was another room, lights were on, and I saw who this person was, and I went, oh my gosh, I just had sex with so-and-so, and so-and-so is in a relationship. And I'm trying to become friends with both of them, like friends, not sex, just friends, getting to know them. And I just had sex with one of them. And I was like, oh my gosh. But it was good, honey. I'm not gonna lie. It was good. Keeping it real. It was good. And so I connected with him again. I said, so are you guys open? Like, because you're at a bad house, butt fuck naked, doing things out in the open. So you gotta be open, right? He says, no. So I'm thinking, okay. So I clutched my pearls a little bit. We fooled around. We'd fooled around, right? Because, what happens in the bathhouse stays in the bathhouse. Well, what happened was we had plans, me and the couple, to go see a movie. Now, honey, I had forgotten about it. Not forgotten, but I was like, that won't happen again. My boyfriend slips me his number in my purse. It ain't a man purse, it's a purse. I don't know. It's a bag. It's a purse. Anywho. At the movies, and so then we're out shopping, and he goes, well, I put my number in your bag. You can use it or not use it, and I'm thinking, oh, I should not use that. Nope, not gonna do it. Well, my smart dumb ass used it, and we got together again. So we were talking via email, really raunchy, really sexy, and it was exciting, but it was wrong. And I knew it was wrong when I was doing it, but it felt really good. And so I'm like, oh, this is so wrong, but it felt so good. So we ended up hooking up again outside of the facilities. And I was like, this is so wrong. This is so wrong. And then we were like talking again, planning to do it a third time. Second time outside of the bathhouse, but third time altogether. And his partner found out. Busted us, like via email, like went through his emails and stuff like that. Shit I used to do with my ex. Like, I knew his passwords and I would check on it. That's how I knew a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have known, but I knew. Well, this boyfriend did that. Can't be mad, because I'd have done the same thing if I suspected it. Busted us. Now, in all honesty, I was really sorry. Not sorry because I got caught. Not sorry because we got caught. But sorry because that was just bad. I'm owning that. Yes, that was bad. Now, they inevitably ended up breaking up. And I do know it's not my fault. I know I played a part in that. But they had issues on before I showed up. But I was a participant in that big blow up. And I realized, that shit happens when people aren't being upfront and honest. I am sincerely sorry that happened. because that's not a cool thing. And I went back and read some of our exchanges, and if I were him and I read that, ooh, it was not good. It was like things that his partner said that was like totally inappropriate, and me just like going along for the ride, and it's not right. It was wrong, and I apologize for it. I apologize that the moment we got caught. It was a sincere apology, and I apologize to the gods, that I am sorry that happened. So that's the thing, is like getting mixed up in something that you shouldn't and couldn't and wouldn't in your right mind. So I think relationships are already hard, and I think when people aren't honest with that, like, cheating is never the answer. It just isn't. And I should know this from my past experience. Not spilling any tea. Most friends already know. There was some suspect activity in my previous relationship that I was not very happy about. But that's what that was. And then I go and do the same damn thing to someone else. So, not proud of that. I own that. That is something that should not happen again and will not happen again. Which is why I clearly say no one in a relationship. I don't want it. And if y'all ain't open, honestly, please stay away from me. And there are a lot of guys who are online who say they won't say their status, and then you meet them and they say, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." It's like, no. And that's the thing I don't like. Tell me up front. Let me make that decision, because I said it in my profile. But all that to say, rambling. This is what happens when I do these Thursday takes at the end of the day on a glass of wine after an hour drive. But the moral of the story is basically, if you are in a relationship and you are not happy, please get out of it. Don't bring anyone else into it. And if you are the side piece, don't be the side piece. Because I know sometimes we qualify that, well, I'm not hurting this relationship. It's like, yeah, because you're participating. If he wants to do that or she wants to do that, let them do it on their own without bringing you into it. And I think if more of us did that, there would be less cheating and more people actually having conversations with their partners. So, yeah, let's not be a contributing factor into someone doing the dirty on someone else. I own that, and that's a bad thing, and I'm sorry for that. So, yes, don't do it. It's not good. Bad karma. But I think that's it. I just wanted to give you all a Thursday's take. Open relationships versus being single. We are living single in a 90s kind of world anymore. It's a 2000s nightmare. But again, I am actively seeking a man of integrity, sexy, virile, smart, open, honest, authentic. I'm getting goofy. Anywho, that's it for now. This is going a little long. So I will be talking about other stuff later. I didn't want to talk about interracial relationships at this time of the day, because I actually was going to bring my friend Carnell in on that conversation. So we'll set up a little, not a podcast, but we'll record our conversation. And so that you all know, my Thursday's takes are always unedited, unfiltered, and uncensored. So it's just straight up. So when I fuck up a word, it's staying there. I'm not editing it out, because real world, real life, you ain't got no second chances to make well, you do, but in reality, you don't. You can't there ain't no real do-overs in life. So make the best of it and fuck up as much as you can and learn from it. Learning is the key. Learn a lesson. That's it, folks. I hope this finds you all. Remember, that made no sense at all. See what that uncensored, unediting shit? So, that's all. Be wild, be fierce, be fabulous, and most of all, be you. Smooches.